Hello guys, welcome to a 2024 tour of my outside Christmas display decorations. Whatever you want to call it. My car, surprisingly is holding up well. For me at least, I don't know how it will. Well, this is the first winter it's gone through because it's a 16-year-old car, but it's handling well for me. So, if you saw my indoor decoration tour, I talked about how I got a whole bunch of new lights from light sets and decorations and extension cords from my aunt because she was downsizing and moving, and she had a whole bunch of Christmas lights at her house and displays and stuff. So there's a bunch of sets are. So I got a whole bunch of from hers, a lot of lights, new lights, and a few decorations. But so we'll start out here on this tree. I've got two set of these C9 sets with they're kind of cool. They're kind of like have a frosted effect. You can see that they burn through the snow. If you can see the lights down in there, because they're incandescent, obviously. So there's two of those. That was from her. This is a set that I had originally. This C9 set. This is another set from her. This set is a C9 flasher set, or twinkling flasher set. A bunch of these, all the bulbs on this set are flashers, except some of them don't want to flash because it's cold. But even when it was somewhat warm, they wouldn't flash. So there's that set, and it ends to here. So you can see the flashers, and there's one on that side there. And then, so this was a set from her. This was another set, a bunch of reds. This set of a whole bunch of reds, I feel like, and there's one like orange one there. And then this set was the one that I had last year, but a bunch of the bulbs, some of the bulbs in here are replacement bulbs from her. And then so that's one like section of this tree from these four sets, and then those two are all plugged in together. And then there's this set of Noma Santa light set that plugs in, as you can see, plugs into the extension cord right there, which is plugged in to the tree. That's this set of lights. They're kind of interesting. They have like caps over them. So that was a set from her. That's a set from her. Those multicolor lights are from her. These mini LEDs, they're from her. Those are from her. That blue set and that warm white set there are from her. Those are from her. More of those warm lights. And then that C6 set up there are from. That's one of my sets. So on this tree, the only sets that are mine are those in the middle there, and that set up there. The rest of it's from her. And the kaleidoscope projector, that one's mine. It points on the house in the snow. Over to here, on this tree, most of the sets on this tree are from her, except for those two sets, those Sylvania warm white twinkling lights. They're mostly warm white, but they've got a few cool white flashers. That's one of my sets. That C9 set up there is one of mine. Yeah, there's only 4 sets on this tree that are mine. That set of C9s, that set of C9s, and this set of C9s. Anything C9 is mine, basically. And then the rest of the mini lights, and so there's a bunch of there's some mini lights, multicolored white, warm white, cool white. So there's some C3s there. This is the mini lights there. I think these like M3 is what these size are. There's 2 sets of these like clear, warm, cool white sets. There's a set of warm white C3s or C9 or C6. There's a mini light set there. Then again, I did it kind of to like 2 sections. So that set of mini lights there, so they plug in there, and then you can see the braving into the snow. Oh God. So this set of C9s, this set of mini lights that is this first plug, and the second plug is this set, and then this one here, those ones, and then they all piggyback off of that one. So there's those are the 2 trees. We'll go over to here. You can see I have my blow-ups. Had to dig them out twice now because I got 2 like pretty substantial snowfalls. So I got the snowman there, reindeer there, got the big 8-foot tree from Amazon, the Santa in the boat from Ace Hardware in Hawaii. We're actually going back to Hawaii for this Christmas as well. So I'm gonna do the same thing that I did with this one, go to Ace Hardware again and buy another blow up from Ace Hardware and bring it back. So there'll be another one this year. I got this Christmas tree window thing and that snowflake over there. Those, I got them last year, but I got them till last year, but I didn't show them on camera because I got them after I made the tour video from last year. So they weren't in last year's video. Got the giant bulb pathway lights under there, the ends right about there, and they're very much covered up. These 2 tree are from my aunt. Got the bow, got these C6s, the warm whites that I do along here. I almost just fell. This was from my aunt Santa. I think it's got lights on it. The warm white lights, they're battery, so if anything's battery outside, I generally don't turn it on because I either turn it on and forget to turn it on, turn it off, and then the battery just dies straight away. So if it feels like I'm rushing this, it's cold and I don't want to be out here for too long, so I apologize. Got the snowman here, 2 Costco trees, got the Noma 100, I'm pretty sure 100 C9s on the roof, the cool white icicles, kaleidoscope blue bulb, and then the 2 GE multicolor, remote controlled multicolor bulbs set to a red and green. My small Christmas tree, which again I thought had died, but it didn't, so it's fine. It's running. The other set of pathway lights. Got the polar bear here. The little reindeer. This I got from my aunt last year. So, yeah, I've gotten a bit of stuff from her. The star there. Got the other bell and bow there. I think that's about it. So I'm going to quickly do only 9 minutes. I'm going to quickly do how everything's plugged in, and then I'm going to end this off. Maybe I'll do a video of everything at night. Whether or not that'll be part of this video, we'll see. So I got my timer here, my prime wiring cable, outdoor outlet. This blue cord goes up to there for the C9s on the roof. They're the only thing that plugs into them, that cord. This blue cord goes to here. This thing's like falling out. It's not that great. It goes to here. If you're wondering what this other blue cord that goes to this outlet, it's not a part of the Christmas stuff. It plugs in there and goes over to here. It has the lamppost plugged into it because I did that for a reason. There's a whole It's mainly because of the green egg, our barbecue, and we use like an electric igniter. And sometimes it's a little iffy having the Christmas lights and the igniter. When we do use the igniter for a little while, it's just a little iffy with the GFCIs tripping. So that's not irrelevant. Okay, so editing me popping in here, I just want to give a better explanation because I've said this a bunch. Sometimes I explain things, go to explain stuff, and then I just leave stuff just like half explained. Or I just don't explain it correctly. Well, what I said about the way I plug stuff in with Christmas and Halloween and seasonal, it's all seasonal. How I do stuff, plugging stuff in with these two outlets on the side of the house. We only used to have this back one. It wasn't even GFCI. It was like a single plug, and it was iffy. So it got a GFCI. It got upgraded to a GFCI, and the front one was added when we redid the basement because again everything was open. So he was able to do that. Our electrician was able to do that. But I started plugging in the the Christmas stuff into the back GFCI due to if I had them, because my mom's old Acura TSX was not great. It's not great in the winter. My Malibu is way better. Well, sort of. My battery was dead twice this season so far, but that's neither here nor there. But so my mom had to have her block heater plugged in every single time, and if you don't know what the block heater does, it heats the bottom of your engine so your oil is like not sludgy, because if the oil is just like sludgy and kind of not great, it's not great for the engine, and cold starting an engine isn't the greatest either. So she had to plug it in all the time, like every single night in the winter. And when we live here in Saskatchewan, Canada, and when our temperatures sometimes get down to -40, I believe sometimes -50, even lower. So that's why I had to put my battery on my car on the charger and get my stepdad to jump start me the second time, because I was going to go out for a drive, because sometimes I like to start my car and then do it a little drive in the neighborhood just to let it run. And plus I like driving my car. I've done that a few times now, just go around, do a little neighborhood drive, just to get more confident driving on my own, because I've only had my license for a little while. So my mom would always plug her car into the front GFCI. I feel like we plugged it into this back outlet before it was the GFCI. But then I also had some Christmas stuff back then, like 10 years, like a good 9-10 years ago when we first bought this house. Maybe I had them, maybe both was plugged in, but and for some reason, sometimes with my mom's block heater, it would trip the GFCI sometimes. And if the Christmas lights are plugged in with the block heater on the car, it would kill my Christmas lights and kill the display outside. So I started plugging into this back one. So that's why I run the Christmas stuff off this back GFCI. And we had the same issue with during the summer with we have the green egg, which is what I was kind of talking about. Green egg, we have it uses charcoal. It's not really like a regular barbecue. It's called a green egg barbecue. You can look it up. It uses charcoal, and we sometimes use wood in it as well. Well, my stepdad does, because he's the one that mainly uses it, but it's his barbecue. My mom sometimes can cook on it, but she doesn't like doing it sometimes. But again, that's neither here nor there. What the heck was I gonna say? Oh, right. So sometimes the igniter will trip. Well, our old one because we have to get a new one. But we'll trip the GFCI occasionally, and when I plug in, what I plug in outside is the lamppost and my fountain stuff. Well, the big fountain. I used to plug in my that Ashland fountain, that other fountain that I have, because I have this big round fountain. I don't know if I've ever shown it in a video so far, but and then I have this Ashland fountain from Home Depot. Well, that was like the style. I don't know what the brand was, but I got it from Home Depot for like $100, like a few years. I've had that thing for like 5-6 years now, I think. And so then again, I started what I decided to do, because the front GFCI, this started a few years ago when I would, since nothing was really ever in the summer, nothing ever is really plugged into the front GFCI outlet out front. So I just run a cord back to plug in that stuff and just keep the igniter cord, just to keep the igniter, is the only thing that goes into this back GFCI. Right now what the setup is that the only thing that I plug into the front outlet for this year is my car, when I need to plug in, because I need to plug in my block heater now, because the car is literally parked right out there, because I had it plugged in last night. Maybe I should plug it in tonight. I don't know how cold it's gonna get. Maybe I should plug it in. I have the front, the only thing is an extension cord was that blue extension cord that went to here, and it used to have the lamppost plugged into it because I was doing the same thing. A few years, sometimes I just leave the lamppost, like just unplugged completely. Well, the smart Wi-Fi outlet that controls the lamppost, because it's not on a switch, it's literally like on a plug. That lamppost setup was like that when we bought the house. It's weird because it's that lighting setup with the lamppost there's probably a couple code violations. Well, except for being powered off. It's GFCI protected, so. But they're using like regular Romex for that, when they should be using that, like the Romex with the UF underground feed UF cable. But again, that's neither here nor there. I've said that like 3 times now. And then the back one has all the Christmas stuff plugged into it, and the cord that is for the igniter. But since it's cold now, we haven't used the green. I can usually get away with plugging the lamppost into the cord that we normally use. It's like just orange Noma extension cord that it's just out there. That's been out there for a while. Been out there. I'm like shifting over. It's been out there for a while. But the lamppost is plugged into it currently. The smart outlet for the lamppost, so we can still have the lamppost on. But yeah, that's an explanation of what happens with outdoor electrical power and outlets, and that's what I have to do. Halloween is simple because I can just. Well, I still have Halloween, since it's warmer, we use the green egg, and I still have the setup where to plug the lamppost and fountain in. Basically, during the warm months where there's not any decorations out, the setup is the same, where the green egg igniter is plugged into the back GFCI back here, and I have a cord running from the front GFCI to back here to plug in the lamppost and my fountain. The fountain that's on the deck. Well, it's still out there, but there's no water in it, because I was told that's fine. It's fine like that if I take the pump out, which the pump is in the closet. Halloween is okay because I can plug in the stuff into the front and there's really not any issues, really. Although it hasn't tripped recently. I haven't really dealt with GFCI's tripping recently, so maybe it's okay. But, you know, everything's set up and it works, so it probably would work just fine being Christmas stuff plugged into the front GFCI along with my car, because my car might be a little bit better than my mom's block heater, but everything's set up for this year. So, and like I had that blue cord, like in the video I had the tour video. Well, this is a part of the video, but this is filmed like way later. I filmed the actual tour like weeks ago. This is me popping into edit weeks later. I had the blue cord running back there for the blind post, so I just literally unplugged it and used that cord to plug in my block heater because it was already there. And then, like I said, the blind post is plugged into the cord that we normally use for the green egg igniter, the electric egg. It's just like a generic like igniter. You can plug it in, it's just 120 volt into the wall, and then it just has a heating element in it, and it heats up the charcoal and sets it on fire and makes heat and then cooks food. So yeah, I hope this explanation is good and better. So yeah, that's about it. Okay, bye. Go back to the original video now. That's irrelevant to this Christmas stuff. So that cord is here. This adapter is for this blow up. This cord, this blue cord, this green cord, this is my aunt. This is the plug for the star. This is the plug for this first set of 35 lights. Then it has the bell, and the two bells and the bow plugged in there, and then you can see the tree is plugged in there, and then this set of the 150, and then there's at the end of the 150 there's the snowflake there, and then there's the 35 there, and then plugged into the end of that 35 set, you can't really see it because it's around the side, has these pathway lights, and on the end of those pathway lights have this tree plugged in because it was available, and it was like perfect timing, perfect placement, I guess, because I didn't have to really use an adapter over there. This green cord is that same HDX one where it has the plugs in the middle. So the one's here, right there, and it's got the steer plugged in. The other one is right about in there, somewhere in there, and it has the pathway lights plugged into it. And then on the end of that cord is this, you can see it right here, has this adapter plugged into it because it's a single plug. That white cord goes up to the icicles up here. The white plug is for this candy cane, that one right there on the ends, and then plugged into that plug, the candy cane plug, is this tree, and then on the end of the candy cane is that adapter, which is for that blow up, and then that blue cord back there goes to here. Well, it does, it's just covered up. You can kind of see it down in there, if I can dig it out. So there's 3 plugs. This green cord here goes to there. Yeah, this is that green cord that goes to there, and then again it's got that tree, my bells with a bow, I guess is what I called it in the video. And as you can see, I guess I can zoom in. You can see the adapters for the tree. You can see the 3 plugs for the bell and bows, or the bells and the bow. And then that green cord goes to here, back to over to here, because I had to do that because I didn't have enough plugs, again, without using an adapter. So, and then it's just got this tree, which you can see and then that. And then also plugged into it, there's 2 more cords. So the top one, this one down here, the bottom one, this one right here, you can't even really see that, it's buried in the snow. So there's 2 ones. The top one, I'll do the top one first. Actually, no, the bottom one goes out to that tree, and then plugged into that cord, because it's 3 outlet, is, remember how I was saying there's like 2 sections? So the C9s on the trunk and this branch are all plugged in together, and they're plugged into 1 outlet on that cord. The other cord is that extension cord that has, the other plug is the one that has that cord, which has the kaleidoscope projector, and then that C9 set, and then that all the ones up there are all plugged in together. And then there's a cord that goes, and then the third remaining plug on that cord that's down by the base has another extension cord plugged into it, which is a single plug outlet cord that goes to this tree, and then all the lights plugged into it. I explained that before, but that's just more in depth. And then this yellow cord on the top, that one goes to, oh, I'm still kind of zoomed out, goes to around here. It's a 3-plug cord, has this blow up, the Santa blow up, this Christmas tree blow up, and then on the third plug has an extension cord plugged into it, which goes to around, it's sitting around down in there, and then it has those 2 blow ups plugged into it. So that's the whole setup, I think. So so that's about it. So that's the display for this year. We did a different way. We decided to, instead of going on the trees, instead of like wrapping all around, we decided just to wrap the branches, and I think it turned out pretty well. It looks good. If I can show it, it looks pretty good. Doing it this way so I won't show my license plate on my car. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. My glasses are fogged up. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So, bye!